Hello all benders and non-benders, and welcome back to Avatar Generations. Today we've got a brand new event, some brand new quests with some rewards, and a brand new summoning banner to talk about, so let's get right into it here. We have the Avatar's Training event, another batch of events with the Kyoshi token rewards here, and these are very much focused on almost purely arena, which is kind of interesting. We have win battles in the arena game mode, which gives some regular tickets as well as some Peace Chaos tickets, never a bad thing. Some extra arena coins here. And then we do have some win arena battles here, focusing on mind type heroes. Now, nice thing is, this is much more general and much more flexible than some previous versions of the win arena battles quests. Mind type heroes, there's a lot of those in the game that are very, very powerful. You've of course got Airbender Aang, who's a very good staple. You've got Boomy, you've got Kiwak, and I'm probably even forgetting some other completely viable heroes that you can throw into your arena team. So some pretty good stuff here, and it's not too high. Looks like to get the maximum rewards here, you do need 30 wins. Definitely manageable. Definitely manageable. There's no shortage of good characters in the mind category. So yeah, very, very simple there. Nothing too crazy, just winning battles. Winning battles. All that good stuff. And then, of course, we do have some extra tickets you can get here if you are spending arena tokens. So yeah, that is helpful there. Very arena focused. And what can we spend our new tokens on? We have some rewards here. Fairly simple. But we do get the 5 summon tickets here, always appreciated. Never a bad day when you can get some summon tickets. We also get some meditation beads, kind of get some extra materials without having to spend your boss battle tokens and all that stuff. So yeah, and then some food. Food's always good. If we do take just a brief little look here at the summon shop here, we do now have the Goat Gorilla in the featured section. So if you wanted a few copies of the Goat Gorilla and you've got that 25 coin limit that you need to buy him, then that is your opportunity. So pretty cool stuff there. Now, let us talk about the new summon banner for the Lost Avatar, Avatar Yoon, the Avatar, air quotes. So let's see what we do have here. We've got him as a 5-star Earthbending Mind character. We have a new 5-star relic, and we have a new 4-star relic. So let's see what we have here. Avatar Yoon. Interesting. It is interesting that he does have the Avatar little designation here. Man literally gaslit his way into being the Avatar, at least getting that designation, which is kind of hilarious. Again, I haven't read the book, so I don't know all the context, but hopefully I will change that soon. So yeah, if we take a look at his basic here, we do have Cunning Charge. Deals knockback damage, which can decrease turn bar, and then decreases turn bar by 20%, so that can stack up to 45%, which would be pretty cool. And then deals additional penetrating damage if debuffs are present on the enemy. We know penetrating damage can be pretty powerful when used correctly, and on his basic, it could be especially useful. If we do take a look at his advanced here, Adept Maneuver deals 2 hits of earthbending damage to a single target, and inflicts Restrict on the target for 2 turns, which ignores resistance, interestingly enough. Now, Restrict is a newer thing that lowers the defense and the resistance of the target by 35%, and blocks any turn bar effects. Now, as of today, they actually just released some dev notes. Restrict is getting a buff from 35% to 65%, which could really cripple some of the tanks in the game when used correctly. So very interesting stuff there. And then a 35% chance to gain an extra turn. So you do have that chance to hit him hard with your basic, or excuse me, your advanced, and then follow up with the basic. And then if we take a look at his passive here, Defender of 4 Nations, grant a barrier to each ally for 1 turn when an opponent uses an attack that hits all allies at once. I immediately think of Tagaka. That would definitely be a counter to her, and then increases the attack by 15% for one character, or excuse me, for one turn for each barrier granted to a character. So basically, if he's granting a barrier to a full team of 4, his attack is going to go up by 60%. A very powerful buff there. I'd be very curious to see how that actually functions in practice. We'll see if his base numbers are good enough to really make him that single target nuke. Taking a look at this relic here, this one is interesting. It is tributes to the Avatar. Neat little emerald pie showboard there, always cool. This one, first of all, requires Earth and Avatar characters. So you have to be an Earthbender and you have to be the Avatar. Already you can see how that very much limits who you can use this. But there's a reason it's so restrictive. Increases turn bar by 15%, which is the stat that increases, every 20% of HP loss for the first time. So the first time you drop to 80%, the first time you drop to 60%, so on and so forth, you get increased turn bar. And then you gain invincibility for one turn when below 20% HP. So basically, you drop below 20%, and I'm assuming this is one time, but when you drop below that point, you just can't die for a bit. Forget Yoon, I'd be very curious to see what this would do on the already very powerful Avatar Kyoshi. Because this is just gaining invincibility could really mess some people up. I could absolutely see this ruining a perfectly good arena battle where you think you've got it and then Avatar Kyoshi doesn't die and she comes back at you with just an insane attack. So very cool stuff there. And then we do have a new 4-star relic here, the White Dragon Seed. Used by mind characters, it reduces the damage taken by 15%, increasing on tier ups, when the caster is under 30% HP. So, if you get below that point and you can survive, then you get just straight up damage reduction, kind of making it so even though you're on lower HP, you get that extra damage reduction to keep that to keep your character healthy and to keep you from dropping to an attack. So very interesting stuff there. Kind of looking at his rates, we do of course have the standard 1% for Yoon, 1.5 for the tributes to the Avatar, and then for the new relic here, we have that at a 5.23%, so a very high rate for the White Dragon Seed. Of course, my rule is never summon for the relic. The relic is just a bonus, always just summon for the character, and if you happen to get the relic along the way, cool. But this one is tempting. I would be super curious to see if this would be better than the Origami Flower on Avatar Kyoshi. You wouldn't have that bulk, but you would have that turn bar and that invincibility. It doesn't really have the proper stats, though, for Avatar Kyoshi because it is HP and attack. It's really missing that defense stat to really make it perfect for her. But nonetheless, I would be very, very curious. But that is what we've got going on. We did just have a very large dev post on the Discord. We've got some balances coming. Some very, very interesting balances. Some very large changes to how defense works. I'm going to be very curious to see how that goes because it could really shift the meta in a huge, huge way. But we will cross that bridge when we come to it. For now, we have a very cool new update here that I'm looking very forward to seeing what all I can get out of it. So yeah, that is what we have for this event. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and we shall see you next time. Have a good one.